Out here today in Eagle, Idaho, the Staggs Crossing community, and we're super excited to show you two amazing homes. Staggs Crossing itself is a little bit lesser known, but it's smack dab in the middle of Legacy, Valnova up in the foothills of Terraview, which is, Legacy 2.0 as we've mentioned. But this last home here has an amazing kitchen that we can't wait to show you, and some really, really good builder incentives right now. And the first home we're gonna take a look at.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's a Tresidio home. It has a super unique mother-in-law style secondary living area that you don't see in any floor plans, that really gives you that multi-generational living. That is something that you guys definitely want to stick around for. And then just, this area in general. And even if this is an area or a price point that you guys aren't looking at, these homes are still important to see, because there's things you can get if you want to remodel or you want to look at similar style homes in maybe another community. Especially this first home we look at, Tresidio, you can build that same floor plan in Meridian or Kuna and pay a little bit less. And so it's still something to stick around, and also know that we make these videos for you guys who are locals. There's some stuff that's still going to be helpful for out-of-staters, but we're trying to give you guys a channel here locally to give you insights on the community and not bore you with some of the things you guys already know being locals. But yeah, this builder right here too is one of one. So every home they build, it's the only plan that they build. So there's not going to be another one like it, and it's a super unique thing. But we'll take a look at this one at the end, because it's one that you do not want to miss. It's a beautiful, beautiful home. But let's first go take a look at the Tresidio home out here in the other part of Staggs Crossing. Okay, now home number one, of course you can see the RV garage, the big garage, but wait till you see inside that garage. It's actually bigger than it even looks. And then before we go over this first house, for those of you that stay till the end, watch out for me giving away, or we're gonna give away a Starbucks gift card to 4 people. So you gotta watch for that at the end of the video. And then the other thing is, not only is Staggs Crossing out here in a beautiful area of Eagle, but right up the street, they're gonna be building an Eagle sports complex. So it's gonna have a ton of soccer fields, baseball fields, a ton of pickleball courts. It's gonna have access to all of the BLM land that's just 5 minutes away. You can literally bike to that park that's gonna be built. You have the foothills back here. So just one of the many things we're gonna talk about with this area in Staggs Crossing. But of course, we're at this first home. You can see the more modern style look with the big RV garage. You of course have the stucco finish instead of that wood siding or a brick siding. You have the nice rock work. And then one of the first cool features of this house is you step into kind of this more European style entryway patio, where you kind of have a little hangout spot in the front of your house, which is a cool thing that we see Tresidio specifically do in quite a few of their homes. And it's one of the first features in this house. Right into the front entrance.
Yep, this particular one, 2,900 square feet, all single level, which a lot of the homes in this community are, and they're able to do that just because these lot sizes are so big, particularly wide. So a 3,000 square foot single level home takes up a huge footprint, but these lots being 100 foot wide, you're able to do that with the RV an extra size garage.
Yeah, it's one of the big benefits of Staggs Crossing is how big these lots are. Yeah, the 1/4 acre, 1/3 acre lots. You get a lot of land out here. And right off the front, the coolest part of this house we'll save for the end. It's right off the front here, and it is something that I haven't seen in too many floor plans, and I know it's a super popular thing for a lot of people looking to upgrade or downgrade, or even commingle families. Your parents are getting older, whatever it is. But then one thing cool about this single story house is it opens up into 20-foot ceilings. You don't see that too often in a single story house like this. Usually it's the 2 stories with the banister across, but you get this beautiful, big, open living area. And Tresidio always does an awesome job of their design choices. They usually have the more natural wood, the grays, the light colors, which I know is super popular right now. You have the windows to let in a lot of that natural light in this pretty big living area. I don't know how well you guys can feel it on camera, but it is a bigger living area, and then a bigger dining area with more of your normal sized kitchen. I'd say for a 3,000 square foot house, this isn't gonna be the biggest kitchen you've ever seen, but it's still a really good sized one. Sometimes the kitchens can get a little bit big, so this is more of a standard sized kitchen with a 10-foot island, You get the little extra cabinet space over here with the countertop space that you could use as kind of a prep area or just extra counter space. I'm sure someone will use one of these as a junk drawer.
Yeah, at least one.
Perfect spot for it. And then of course your walk-in pantry over here. You get the more oven style microwave with the oven underneath. Good size pantry, but nothing crazy to talk about. And then I like the two-tone that Presidio does and a lot of people are doing now, where the island has a different color cabinet space than the main kitchen, with these grays that go all the way up to the top that you need a ladder for, that I can't even reach. And then of course you get the stove top. They have a lot of these gold fixtures, which they include in the stovetop, which is something that I think is a little bit thoughtful to match your stovetop finishes to the fixtures throughout the house.
In Staggs Crossing being, you know, kind of or definitely a more luxury community out here in Eagle, some of the appliance packages and lighting fixtures are going to be a little bit upgraded. So, you know, you have your huge 6-burner Thermador built-in stovetop.
Yeah, Staggs Crossing is definitely one of those communities that is a little bit on the higher end. You get your bigger houses, like Jesse said, the higher finishes. You get the bigger lot sizes. This, we're not going to step out into the backyard, but it is a bigger backyard. It's just wide and skinny, so you have all the way to both sides. And like Jesse said, some of these are 100 feet wide. You have about a 30-foot covered patio in the backyard to give you a ton of room to entertain out in the back. And then right off of the kitchen area and living area, it ends right there. And then we'll head into the master first before we show you guys both the garage, which is a super awesome garage. It's bigger than it looked out front. And then of course that area in the front that we really want to show you guys. You guys will love that, especially for those of you who are looking to have, you know, older kids stay, or you want an area for people to come visit at months at a time and have their own separate area to live. It's awesome. But first, the master bedroom. Walking in, it's a really good sized master bedroom. And I love how they did this little nook here in the right where you can have 2 chairs, you can drink your coffee in the mornings. And instead of it just being one big rectangle, it's actually cut out so that you feel like you have a little nook there to kind of read. You have the 3 big windows here to let in so much of that natural light. And it's really a really big master bedroom. And then of course, heading into the master bathroom, the classic Presidio look that we saw in the kitchen with the gold handles and that lighter toned cabinetry. You have the standalone tub. You have a pretty standard, it's a little bit bigger than you see in some homes, but walk-in shower, plenty of room in here. There's built-in counter space. There's 1 shower head, but good size walk-in shower. And then from the walk-in shower, you have the master closet, and then of course this little room here for the toilet. And then as we keep seeing over and over, the master closet heads right into the laundry room in this house, which connects to the front of the house, which is where some of the rooms and the things we're going to look at here in a second. But rock countertops, which is always nice to have that, and they don't skimp on the laminate. And then it wraps right around back to the front of the house, which from here we'll take a look at the garage, which is right here off the front hallway, because we do want to show you how big these garages are. It really is something that you can't see just looking from the front, but I mean, this garage is huge. I'll get there eventually. But I mean, I think just the 2-car garage section is 30 feet. And then you also have this huge RV garage as well. So you have basically, it says a 4-car garage, but you could legitimately fit 6 cars in here. You could fit 4 over here and 2 over here. Or if you wanted, you can make this a huge hangout gym area and just park your 2 cars up front and still have almost 20 feet of space right here in the front of your garage too. So
yeah, one of the bigger garages that's even deceiving from the front. I mean, this has plenty of space for multiple cars. I mean, you could fit really everything you're looking for, and you do have the tall door for RVs, boats, trailers, whatever you need to get over.
Yeah, something you don't see too often with that long of a garage, to really give you all that extra space. And if you guys have questions like we talked about with this Tresidio home, this floor plan you can find in some of their other communities. One nice thing about Tresidio is they build, a couple hundred homes a year, and so they have a bunch of communities all over the valley. They have them in Valor and Cuna. There's one just in South Meridian. They have more in Eagle. They have them in Star. So tons of options with Tresidio, and so that's where some of these videos, if you guys watch and maybe the community's not right, you want to stick around because some of these floor plans we can get in Boise. And so if you have questions, there's other options out there. So definitely reach out, shoot us a text, shoot us a call anytime. We really would love to meet you guys. But this is the big part of this house that we really wanted you guys to see. So as you remember, we had the laundry room there, and then you have a bathroom right here off the front, and then it heads into what we'll see first in a second, the spare bedrooms that are awesome. But this right here is a secondary living area, and you'll see why this fits in with this floor plan so well here in a second. But this gives you an area that's off on your own. You still have natural light coming in here off that front entrance. But then the big thing that makes this really make sense for that multi-generational style living or having separate living quarters is these spare bedrooms right here. So you have a spare bedroom with its own designated bathroom in here, but you don't get just one of these bedrooms. You have the other spare bedroom that also has its own designated bathroom. And so that's something that you just don't find, where you get your own little living area. You have 2 bedrooms, both with their own bathroom, all in the separate part of the house, which really makes this a super awesome place for those of you looking for that multi-generational mother-in-law quarter style home. Or even if you don't have that, it's just a cool space for the kiddos because they have their own bathroom, and then you could turn this into like a playroom, movie room, video game room, whatever you want. Something that is just, we love in this floor plan.
And we always talk about it and really preach it when we're working directly with our clients to try to plan ahead. Don't just buy a home for what you need right now. Yep. Think about what the next 5, 10, even 15 years might bring. And a floor plan like this allows you to grow into it where, sure, maybe younger kids don't need their own private bathroom, but if you can live here for 10, 15 years, now you have older children that can utilize 2 private suites on their own separate wing of the home.
Yeah, no, for sure. We talked about that before. And part of that too, it's what Jesse's saying is, if you guys end up reaching out and you want us to be your realtors, that's something that we try and think about is not just what you guys want in the moment, but we try and make it a personalized plan that's going to be a really good fit for you guys long-term, short-term, financially, emotionally, whatever it is. We want to make sure that everything is the best fit for you, not just in the short term, but also in the long term. And yeah, this is a floor plan that definitely will fit that. And right off these 2 spare bedrooms is an office space / you can make this a bedroom, but I would love this as my office. This thing is sweet with both of these corner windows. Something that is actually not easy to do, to make 2 double windows like this in the corner of a room. But I would love to have this natural lighting in an office space, and this is a really big office. Plenty of room in here to really make it something cool.
Yeah, and because of all the, the kind of the separation of this being its own wing, this is one of those homes that feels larger than 2,900 square feet. I mean, to have 4 full bathrooms and, multiple guest rooms and areas and even its own dedicated office, it feels larger than the actual square footage shows.
Yeah, and plus you get a 3,000 square foot garage.
Exactly, yeah.
It's huge.
Yeah.
But right off the office, so even if you didn't make that an office, you could have this as a living area, that as a school, homeschooling area, with this being more of a toy room, whatever you want. It just gives you a ton of options. And then we'll walk in the other spare bedroom quick, just to give you guys an idea. This one's a little bit bigger than the other one, but again, it also has its own full-size bathroom in here too, which, yeah, this is why we're at this house, is all this flex space is something that you just don't find. And another reason out here in Staggs Crossing, so you don't have, you're right next to the foothills, you have beautiful homes in here, beautiful lots, but then you're also surrounded by an area of Eagle that is absolutely blowing up. You have Terra View across the street, you have Valnova coming in. Valnova's that extremely popular. It's going to be a huge master plan community, something that's basically going to be a new suburb in Boise. We haven't seen something like this really come to the Treasure Valley. You have Legacy across the street. We're 10 minutes to Costco in North Meridian, so you're super close to the Costco. The Boise River's right here. You're close to Star. You just have so many things, and then of course the Eagle Sports Complex that we talked about at the beginning. Yeah, and so with that, this area, definitely something to know about. In this home, you can again build this anywhere you want, but now we're gonna head over to the second home that we really wanted to show you guys. It's a beautiful home, and this home is listed at right around $1.1 million. The next one is a little bit more expensive, but it has some crazy features, including an insane kitchen and just a beautiful home by Highland Homes that you guys really want to check out, especially just to look at a beautiful home and what they're building out here. So let's go take a look at that second house. Okay, right off the bat, I mean, you can just see the curb appeal in a house like this. And this is Highland Homes, which is an amazing builder, but a big reason we chose this house is it just looks beautiful. It has that touch. You have the awesome stone work off the front into the RV garage over to the side that gives that little separated look. You have the bigger driveway that gives you plenty of room for parking. You have a bigger front yard, but the backyard is actually something that's really awesome we're gonna take a look at. You have the nice beam look with this kind of modern farmhouse style that we know is super popular right now with this nice entrance, and then you even get the little touch on the top with those three. But this house is something you guys definitely want to stick around for because, I mean, right now, just even you guys can't see it, but we're looking at a beautiful view of the mountains right now. We just got snow last night, and so you have an absolutely amazing view that hopefully we can get you guys on drone. But this home, will take a step in here in a second. The kitchen is amazing, the backyard's amazing, and we're of course going to go over more of Highland Homes and the incentives that they're offering right now. But let's go take a look at this house and see what we have here in Staggs Crossing. Okay, coming in off the front, you have just a nice entryway. Nothing huge, but just more of your modern farmhouse style, kind of more modest, which I love about this home. And then obviously you have this office right here off the front. You have the grand doors. You have the two windows up front with just the nice light fixtures. And as you see, as we go through this home, Highland Homes, they do a really good job of seeing some of these little touches that other builders just don't think of. And then right into the entrance, you can see a little bit of the taste right off the front is these cathedral style ceilings with the windows. But before we go into a lot of this house, I want to walk you guys through the community a little bit more in Highland Homes, and then I want to touch on Valnova a little bit, as you guys have seen. Yeah, and with Valnova, so Highland Homes are going to be one of the builders in the section up in the foothills in Valnova. They're already reserving lots, so if you guys have questions about that, definitely reach out. But it's just one of the many communities that we talked about that are coming out to this area. So Valnova is just right over the foothills here, so we're super close to where Valnova is going to be, and a lot of you guys have seen that video. That's going to be a super awesome community that a lot of people are trying to get into. And so as you go through this house, know that a similar home you can build, and in this floor plan in particular, you can have the same style, but you can go lower in square footage or all the way up to almost 4,000 square feet in this floor plan alone. So keep that in mind as we go through. And then right off the front entrance, we're obviously in the living room right now, and then your spare bedrooms, and then this area right here, which is kind of a secondary living area. You could turn it into a movie room, is all separate on this side of the house. So it's nice having this separated from the master area and the kitchen.
Yeah, and since this one's all one large single level home, super wide lot, which is really cool, having this extra living space or bonus room, which you'd normally see upstairs, is really nice that they have that design, because that is a really big benefit and nice to have in some of the two-story homes, is having that second living area or bonus or rec room.
For sure, yeah, and I love it's right off the living area too, so it's sometimes nice to have that living area where it's more for like sitting and hanging out, and then right here you can come relax, have your TV and your movies, and keep that separate, for the TV separate from the main living area. And so, but I mean, a really big size. You have the coffered ceilings, awesome baseboards, 10-foot ceilings in this house, of course. And then right off the living area, you have one of your first full baths. So you have a single vanity, and then you have this beautiful tiling all the way up to the ceiling with the gold fixtures that you're gonna see throughout this house. So one thing that I love about Highland is they do a good job with the design features. As you'll see us go through this, what is in here is gonna match the kitchen, is gonna match the master, and so it really just keeps the whole house in sync. Sometimes builders will kind of throw together a bathroom that maybe they had some leftover quartz countertops that are black and it doesn't really match the kitchen, but Highland is super thoughtful in what they did in this home and making the whole thing come together.
And being a, obviously a local is great, and being kind of in your middle production range, 30 give or take a few homes a year, means they can really personalize each specific home and work with home buyers to get really exactly what they want. Or if you're buying a finished home, have their design team build out to kind of what we're looking at here.
Yeah, for sure. And the sales rep here, I won't embarrass her on camera, but she was super awesome to work with. You guys would love her. And yeah, they're super, it's more of a personalized experience, and it's a local builder. So us as locals, we appreciate that. The local builders here, it's always nice to work with them. They get what it's like living in Boise and growing up here. So just another awesome benefit of Highland Homes. And then this is the first spare bedroom, pretty standard, right? We're gonna have good sized spare bedrooms. You have the taller doorways, and this is one of the 3 spare bedrooms over on this side. But this is probably where these 2 spare bedrooms on this is where most people will probably have the kiddos, and you'll see why in a second, but we'll head over to the first one. Storage closet here, and then entering the house, this first spare bedroom, you get 3 windows in here, which I love, and this is where you get the first taste of the backyard, which we'll step out here in a second. But another good sized spare bedroom, and this is where we say that this is most likely where, if you guys have kiddos, this is where you guys will end up being, is because of these bathrooms right here. So you get 2 walk-in closets on either side of these spare bedrooms, and you get your own separate vanity, and then a shared tub, shower, toilet with plenty of storage in here. And then you can actually separate off each other in this Jack and Jill, and so you can close this and kind of have privacy in one bedroom to the other. And this is where it's perfect for if you guys have kids. That way they can kind of have their own bathroom but also still share it. And then it walks right into the other spare bedroom, which also has the 3 windows. And again, there's that beautiful view of the mountains that you get to see throughout the house. Something that is just awesome in this part of town. And then of course you have the foothills right here as well. So the camera being a little wonky.
It was me mostly, but you're good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the Jack and Jill bathrooms are an awesome feature, and having really a true split bedroom design. So all your guest rooms are on one side of the home, and your master suite is on the other side, which we'll see after we showcase the living room and the kitchen.
Yeah, the kitchen that we're excited to show you guys, because this kitchen is one of my favorites I think I've seen in a long time. And it continues with the touch that Highland offers, is just their design style in this house. You see the light stonework here in the fireplace that you saw in the front of the house that you're gonna see in the kitchen here in a second. But these windows too, this natural light, especially this time of year with the dreariness that we've been seeing lately in these inversions, it's nice to have all this natural lighting come in. And some people might think right here that it's nice to have the walking path, but if the privacy thing is something that you're worried about, there's something that you can easily fix. You can plant things out there to give you more privacy. Or if you don't want it, you want this open view, that's something that is definitely not a problem for some people as well. And then just stepping out into the patio before we head to the kitchen. One thing I love about this home that you guys will see when we go to the master is that you have this patio right here in the backyard on your 1/4 acre lot with a little bit of separation from your backyard neighbors and the walking path. But I love how they have a separate patio. So you get 2 covered patios in the backyard. So for those of you in the master, and you guys will see it when we go through it, you get a separate patio for yourself. So that way, your husband and wife or your partner, you guys can step out and have your own little private area that you don't have to share with everybody. It's just that nice little touch. And then even something like this with stairs going into the living area, I think is a cool little touch that they didn't have to do, right? They could have just made this all one patio, but the kind of stairs going into the living area is a nice touch.
And the double slider door is obviously always a nice benefit. Maybe not so much when it's 30 degrees out,
Yeah.
but come spring and summer, I'll spend a lot more time on the main covered patio and then also the private one off the master suite.
For sure, and then of course here we are. My favorite part about this house is this absolutely gorgeous kitchen. And one of my favorite things is these windows in here right next to the sink. So you have the natural light coming through, but then this continued rock work throughout the house. To give it that little extra feature, you kind of have a rock accent wall versus just throwing up some backsplash and drywall over here. And then you have the floating shelves on either side with all the counter space you could ever want. This looks like a 12, almost 15-foot island. I mean, you guys can see how far away you guys are right now. I mean, you have what, 6 chairs on this side, tons of space to cook food, have Thanksgiving dinner, hang out. It's a really, I mean, a perfect living area and kitchen for entertaining.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, the windows off this accent wall with the stone, I mean,
Yeah.
really cool to have the extra texture there versus just your normal tile backsplash, and the pendant lights off of the floating shelves. But you also have your prep sink here, so your main sink looking out to the backyard, but even in this island you do still have a sink here that adds a lot more functionality to the kitchen for those who like to cook.
Yeah, and then your dining areas over here right off the kitchen, of course, with the beautiful chandelier. And then this is the entrance to the garage as well as your laundry room, which is a really good sized laundry room. And then the 3-car garage with the RV bay. You know, you got a 30, 40-foot RV bay in there to give you room to have a gym, have your RV, have your boat, whatever you guys want. You guys know there's tons of options with the RV bays. Then your walk-in pantries right here off the front. You can see there's a printer in here. No, that's not an office. This is just used as a model home. So there's a printer in there right now. And then this is where this side, the master bedroom, is all off on its own. Good size master bedroom, but it's not overly sized. So you can see this is a king bed. You still have room for an accent chair, but it doesn't feel like you could fit 2 king size beds in here. It just is the right amount of room. And then this is where I was talking about. You get your own separate patio here in the master to give you that privacy. You know, I know personally I would love to just have me and my wife be able to come out here on our own and have our own little space in the mornings to drink coffee or just chat in the evenings, because you're going to get beautiful sunset views in your backyard. This is a east-facing house, which is nice having that sunset in the backyard. But
And like so Brady mentioned, right now, you know, it's staged, they use it as a model home, but it is for sale.
Yep.
And there is an amazing builder incentive right now of $25,000. So that can go a long way, you know, on a $1.275 million home. So definitely, you know, reach out as always if this is something you're interested in, or if you just want to hear more about Highland Homes, we'd love to get you connected and see where else you might be able to build one of their awesome floor plans.
For sure, and that incentive's probably not going to be around long, would be my guess.
Yep.
Especially with what we're kind of seeing coming next year to 2025. I don't think some of these builders are going to be offering those incentives forever. So definitely stick around for that, or reach out if you guys have questions. Then the master bathroom right here, beautiful master bathroom. You continue to have kind of the gold fixtures. You have the beautiful lights, like even these lights. I mean, that's something they didn't need to do. They could have just thrown up the 4 bulbs up top, but to give these fixtures that continue that style throughout the house with that bronze gold look. And then you have a nice big walk-in shower. You have 2 spouts, so you can actually run these separately. So you have 2 shower heads that have separate gauges that you can run. Then obviously off of the master bathroom, you have your master closet, pretty standard master closet. And then as we talked about at the beginning, of course, for you guys, the first 4 people to comment Highland down below, since we're in a Highland home, comment Highland down below. The first 4 people, I'll send you guys a Starbucks gift card. And please put your comment notifications on, because a lot of times people are the ones to comment and then you don't see my comment back to get you that Starbucks gift card. So send that down below and I'll get you guys some free coffee. Or if you're local, we'll just go buy you some coffee in person. And if not, go check out this video here. Me and Jesse walk through everything you need to know about whether you're buying or selling in the Boise area. We go through step by step what you guys should look for, what you need to know, the things that you guys are gonna want to know if you're thinking about buying or selling here in Boise. So check that video out, and thank you guys for watching. We look forward to meeting you in person.